Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Testing, testing, testing. One, two, one, two, one, two. Let me know if y'all can hear me out there. First and foremost, before we even start, can you hear me? Okay. Hey, Kendall. Thanks for coming through. Hey, Eva. Hey, Daria. Always the first one in the building. I thank y'all for stopping by. Hey, Barry. Okay, y'all. It's self care Saturday. I don't know about y'all, but I need a little self care today. It's been a rough, rough week for me. Okay. Yes, please hit the like button when you come through. Thank you so much, Inga. I appreciate your support. Um, Hello, Terry. Thank you so much for coming in. So, y'all, it is self care Saturday. If this is your first time coming in, welcome, welcome to you. Um, this is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Okay, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in, child. Okay, get on in here, get on in here, get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. And so today is Self Care Saturday. And of course, when we talking about Self Care Saturday, it's always just a different array of topics. Sometimes we are just, giving self-care tips, self-care ideas, positive affirmations. We are talking about mental health, stopping the stigma on mental health, breaking the silence, doing a mental health check-in. I'm still here, you still here, we still here. Go us, because some did not make it through the week. You know, sometimes we're talking about physical illness and physical health and how that can affect mental health and vice versa, how mental health can actually cause you to start having physical health problems. They all kind of go hand in hand. So, like I was saying, y'all, it's been a rough week for me. I don't know about y'all, child. It's been a rough week. It's been a rough 2 weeks. It's been a rough month. It's been a rough couple of months. I feel like I've been kind of getting hit after hit after hit after hit. So, that's why, right now it's also been kind of slow anyway, and I've been kind of appreciative that it's been slow in terms of shows that I'm reviewing because I know usually I'll be going hard, and I've been kind of taking that time that I do have to myself since it hasn't been as busy just to take care of my personal needs and personal business, and that's always something that we should be doing. Now, of course, anything that I talk about in self care, Saturday videos is typically things that I also share in the community tab. I also share on social media. If you're following me on social media, I'm on all social media: Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. And I'm always sharing mental health stuff, self care stuff, positive affirmations up there as well. And whatever I talk about in my video, I normally have it there so that you guys can save it, download it, look at it. You could be reading it at the same time that I'm talking about it. And then I also share that every single Saturday, even the Saturdays that I'm not doing a video, because I've only been doing these videos like once a month now. Sometimes I was doing them every week, every 2 weeks. It depends, it varies. But most times you will definitely get it the first Saturday of the month. Now I'm doing it a little different this time because I actually had shared something like a couple of weeks ago called difficult acts of self-care. And I just felt like that was an important topic. I felt like that's what I wanted to talk about today. And I said maybe this will actually be like a two-part. I'll do something this Saturday, child. I don't know why, but my eyes are burning now. I'll do something this Saturday, and then I'll probably do something next Saturday too. So, we'll see how it goes, and I don't think I'm going to be up here that long. But first and foremost, y'all, how are y'all feeling today? How's y'all week going? I hope everybody is hanging in there, and we know that the first thing we definitely got to do, child, is remember to breathe, okay? We always got to remember to breathe. Take a deep breath in, hold it. Oh, gosh, let it out, right? And if you can do that a couple times, then do it a couple times. If you can only do it once, whatever your time allows, but definitely take a moment to just let it all sink in, child. Okay, especially after going through a hectic week, we never want to forget about ourselves at all. You got to put yourself first no matter what. So, of course, it's Self Care Saturday, okay, and you are in the right place. This is the place to be, Tamika's Zen, and this is my happy place. Once you come inside, we can relax and make release and have a funky good time, leave all your troubles behind. At least that's what I hope. And it's good vibes only. Self care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. And that is the bottom line. We are now officially closed for self care. Okay. So, like I said, one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is the difficulties of self care, right? The difficult act of self care, and how sometimes we be putting ourselves behind, and we don't need to be doing that. Yes, child. It's always good to have a break. All right. Sometimes you need a break from the break. I had a cousin that told me she went on vacation and she felt like she needed a vacation from the vacation. Sometimes you definitely feel that way as well. Um, Kendall says it's been on and off for her. Yes. Listen, child, last week especially, this week was a little bit better, but last week, when I tell you, you know how you just feel like you got stuff falling down on you and you're picking up some of the stuff, and then as you're picking up stuff, you got more stuff falling on top of your head. That was how last week was for me. I was like, oh no, listen, it's gonna have to be one or the other. I went from, trying to stay calm, trying to stay positive, meditate, pray, to getting ticked off, getting pissed off, getting aggravated, getting frustrated. Then it was at one point where I literally started laughing, and it was like, shoot, I don't know, what's worse, is when you're laughing or when you're crying, child. And then I went to crying, and I was like, okay, it's gonna have to be one or the other. And sometimes it's the same way for me physically. Like I'll have days that I may have a migraine, I may have my leg hurting, I may have my back hurting, I may have, cramps, and it's like, okay, pick a struggle. It's gonna have to be one or the other. It really does get to be overwhelming and just feel like your cup is flowing over when you have so many different things at one time. So definitely, yeah. If Kira says you gotta have a vacation from the vacation sometimes, it's true. What's up, OT line? How you doing? Thanks for coming through. I know y'all men don't be sometimes thinking that self care is for y'all, but self care is for everybody. The men, the women, the children. Yeah, we all gotta take some time out by ourselves, honey. Definitely. Yeah. Um Inga said. Hey, I go through bouts of depression and menopause as well. I know that's right. Yeah, we women, we gotta be going through some things, honey. Sometimes you ready to knock somebody's head off. Like I know y'all see I come up here smiling, but sometimes when I'm usually in that mood, that's when I just kind of stay away from everybody. That's when you see me get quiet, and I don't be calling up people as much because one thing I don't want to do is take out my frustration on other people. Because sometimes when you already in that space, it's like somebody could say one wrong thing, you be done ready to kick them in their head, knock their head off, and so I don't want to do that. So I just be like, let me stay over here in my space, okay? I'm not in a happy mood every day. I try to be in a positive mood and good mood, but baby, okay, sometimes when you already close to the edge, they say, don't push me, I'm close to the edge. That is real. So I'll be like, let me stay over here in my little bubble. But you know, one thing we have to do is learn that our work is more than just what you can do for other people, or give to other people. Is going to therapy is a good thing. I know we have like a stigma around therapy, and people feel like if you're going to therapy, that's supposed to be for somebody that's way out there, and oh, I don't want to tell people my business, and that's not something that black people do and do. Okay, we know the song and dance with that. But if you really feel like you cannot cope on your own and talking to Your friend is not enough. Sometimes you gotta call the friend on the landline, okay, and sometimes you gotta get on the main line with Jesus when stuff gets too crazy. But when all of that is not working and you still feeling overwhelmed, um, therapy is a big help. Y'all know that I'm all for therapy. Hey, Nita, thanks for coming through. So, that's one option that you do have if you feel like you need it. It's not nothing to have no shame in. I honestly feel like everybody in the world should be getting some daggone therapy, child. Maybe we wouldn't have as much craziness as we do. And then it's breaking away from toxic family or friends, child. Okay, breaking them generation curses, breaking generation cycles. We got a lot of that going on. Setting healthy boundaries, realizing not every one will live like you do, and that's okay. We ain't all gotta be the same. We ain't all gotta do the same things. Like that's just, that's just not how it works, y'all. Okay, so us being more aware of that definitely makes, a big difference. You will find yourself at a lot more peace. And then, unlearning damaging coping skills that used to help you, right? So, yeah, I know I talk a lot about unlearning and I also talk a lot about practicing. It's hard to unlearn something that you've been used to for years and years and years that's, passed down. And then sometimes when you do unlearn it and you doing things a different way, people will look at you like you crazy. They'll be like, oh, you getting brand new on us, right? But sometimes you got to get brand new shoe. Um, and then also just basically practicing, right? The more you practice, the more it's going to change. Sometimes you won't even realize when it changes. You'll just be like, yo, wow, I handled that situation different. If this was, a year ago, 2 years ago, it might have been a different outcome, right? So you're not going to see it like the first time that you go to do something, but you will eventually notice certain changes within yourself and how you, just handle things in general. So Nita says, love therapy. Okay, finding the right. Yeah, one is most important. Keep looking. It doesn't feel like. Yes, absolutely. And that's the same thing for a medical doctor. Like if you go to a medical doctor and you feel like, they just acting like you making stuff up or they not running certain tests or you feel like they just got you coming in for a bill, whatever it may be, and you don't like them the same way you would change a medical doctor, the same way you keep changing until you find somebody that you feel comfortable with and you feel like you could talk to. It works the same way. Never go to somebody that you don't, feel comfortable with and you don't feel like is listening to you and helping you, Don't waste their time or yours, okay? And so, um, OT says, I'm in my unlearning phase right now. Okay, yeah, listen. Sometimes we gotta do that. Not everything, even though it may have came from a good place, and more than likely they taught us that because that's what they were taught and they knew. But not every single thing that your mama or grandmama or whoever else, told you that was their way is gonna be your way. And even with me, some things that I may tell y'all work for me, it may not work for you, or some things you may tell me work for you may not work for me. I'm willing to try some of the things and then I'll be like, okay, girl, yeah, that worked. No, I'm saying, this didn't work, but we definitely got to start kind of looking outside the box and being willing to be more open to different things. Jerry says, when therapy works, it works. One day you notice you're better. Absolutely. Because I've been doing therapy for a long time and like I said, I didn't notice it when the change happened. Sometimes you'll even be doing it for a minute and you'll be like, well, what's happening? When I'm going to notice the difference, right? When things is going to start changing. And usually you really won't know. You'll have your aha moments that stick out to you. You'll have things that'll make sense to you. Like I said, probably once you're in a situation, and you handle the situation different, you be like, Dad, I came a long way because before I wouldn't have said that or before I wouldn't have did that. That's most times when you notice like, okay, something must be going right with this. I remember one time me and my brother was having a conversation and he was asking me how long I have been seeing my therapist and he basically was like, well, obviously they ain't doing nothing too great because you shouldn't be seeing them that long. And I'm like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. actually, depends on you and your situation. Some people can go shorter time, some people can go longer, and maybe have to be periodically. It varies for each person, and it's really like only you are gonna know what you need, right? So it's really like up to you to know what you need for yourself and to make sure that you get that. Hi, LSW. Thank you for joining us. Yes, Miss Sarah says unlearning is important. It really is. It really is. Unlearning and learning is definitely two important things. So, um, we also have standing up for what you believe in, even when other people disagree. I feel like that's something that I do anyway. Like I'm just true to me. There's only one me. I feel how I feel, and I don't really see a reason for me to argue with somebody about certain topics. I'm just like we can agree to disagree. I don't have any issue with doing that at all. Sometimes there may be certain points that you bring up but I'm like, oh, I never thought about it in that way. Okay, I see where you coming from with this, and I can see why you may think that way about this or different things of that nature. But at the end of the day, I'm always going to stand on what I believe in and just the person that I am. That's never been a problem for me, even when I was young. But that is a problem, for some people. And then learning how to practice. Um, Having your feelings like in a healthy way, in a productive way that works, right? And so we all can have feelings. We can get happy, we can get mad, we can get sad. That's just human. We ain't robots, right? We ain't got no damn battery in our back, so to speak. But at the end of the day, sometimes we may not always express ourselves in the best way. That's why a lot of times I don't really like to talk to somebody if I'm really angry, because if I'm really angry, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say something way different than once I calm down and I had a minute to kind of, think and let things sink in and calm down, and then I'll be able to have a conversation from a whole nother perspective. So, just being mindful of those. And, like I said, when I saw this last week, it really made me think. So I went and looked up, some more things. Like I said, we may have like a part two next week where we could continue this conversation because I think that sometimes it is difficult with self care and it is tough. It's not like we're robots, right? We're human beings. So sometimes we just not in the mood. Sometimes we tend to forget about ourselves. We worried about family. We worried about friends. We worried about a spouse. We worried about a job. We worried about food. There's so many daggone things that's on the list. And we tend to be the one that's at the bottom when in all actuality it's supposed to be the opposite way and we supposed to be at the top, right? And so sometimes self care is hard. Like you just forget about it and you kind of neglect yourself to a certain degree, right? And sometimes it also can feel uncomfortable, but most times it's going to feel good at the end. You're going to definitely benefit from it, right? And some of the things that we could do, I know some people mess with social media, some don't, or some may look here and there. But child, that could be toxic too and give you a headache too at times, depending on what you're seeing up there. But I usually do a clean out, right? The same way I clean out in my house is the same way I clean out my social media and even my phone sometimes. All right. I will go and unfollow, unlike, unjoin. You got to protect your peace at all costs. So if whatever you're dealing with, you feel like it's not positive, no matter what it is, sometimes it's pages, sometimes it's people that's just not giving a positive effect on your life. Um, Definitely you want to create atmosphere on social media and in your life, right? Dealing with family, dealing with friends in your house or whatever, that is going to contribute something positive. So if there's more negative coming out of it than positive, then you may want to go ahead and just, say bye, 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 and get that up out of here. Unless you just want negative stuff. Some people do. It's up to you. But hey, no cheat, thanks for coming through. But if not, and you feel like it's something that's being too overwhelming, too crazy, of course, you could go ahead and get that up out of here, right? And then y'all know my favorite is say no. Like that was something that was so hard for me, and now, child, I be saying no all the time, but instead say no, okay, and stop, being around people that suck the life out of you. Some people drain you, yo. It's like literally like they a vampire and they draining all the blood and all the energy out of you. You definitely don't want to be feeling drained every time we go around a certain person. If that's happening, then you need to definitely let that person go. Okay, let it go, let it flow, child. Get them up out of here. Okay, and get unstuck if you feeling like you're stuck in life. That could be really hard too. I have told y'all about how when I first got injured, I had a habit of all the time saying, when I'm gonna get back to the old me, when I'm gonna get back to the old me, I was saying that nonstop every time I was in a therapy session. And one day my counselor was like, well, what if it ain't no getting back to the old you? What if you just gotta have a new you? What does that look like? And that was really a big aha moment for me where I was like, shoot, I didn't even think of that, which it seemed so simple, right? And it seemed like something that I would think about, but I really wasn't. That wasn't even an option. It was like, no, I'm going to get back to me. I'm going to do what I was already doing. I'm going to continue things the way I was continuing them. And that's it, period, point blank. And sometimes, you don't. And then it became from there to, well, if this is what the situation is now, then what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I always had this saying, and my girlfriend would laugh when I say it, but I always had a habit. I would just bust out of nowhere, conversation wouldn't even be on that, and I'll be like, "What am I gonna do in my life?" Right? And just feeling stuck and not knowing what the next direction I was gonna go in. So we all can feel stuck sometimes, for many different reasons. You got to kind of, reevaluate, make a list, or, just think of different things like, okay, what direction am I really going in right now? What's the next direction that I think I want to go in? What's something that I think is going to make me happy? What's something that I think, I'm going to be interested in, that I'm going to be good at? And you may not come up with the answer like, right away, but eventually you should be able to at least narrow a couple things down, right? And something else that we can do if you are doing it, stop comparing yourself with other people, especially on social media, but anyway, okay? Everyone has a story. Just focus on yours. Like, I never ever feel like I'm in competition with nobody, whether it's my family, whether it's friends, whether it's people on YouTube. My attitude has always been, I want everybody to win. I want everybody to do good. I'm happy for you when you got whatever going. I'm never like, oh, well, why do they have that and I don't have this? Maybe because you're not supposed to. What's for you is going to be for you. I'm a firm believer in that. Just because somebody went down one road does not mean you're supposed to go down that same road. We waste a lot of time comparing ourselves with other people. Um, work on your bad habits that you have. Okay, and that aren't good for you or whatever, right? And there's nothing wrong, of course, with self improvement and personal growth. So don't be afraid to try. Okay, that's always something that we got to do. And take control of what you can take control of. Some things we can control and some things is just out of our control. So I really try to focus on the stuff that I know that I could do. Before, I used to try to fix everything in my stuff, everything in some of my friends and family stuff, and it's like, you ain't God. I remember one time my therapist said, too, child, you act like you climbing on the cross. I thought Jesus climbed on the cross for you. Like, some things we really try to have too much control over that really we just don't control. And we got to take care of what we can take care of and leave the rest alone. Okay? And so, you got to sometimes take just a hard look at your life and what you want to do, and ask yourself what you hate about it, what you like about it, what you want to fix about it. Just do that evaluation on your own self instead of worrying and putting the energy into what somebody else going on their side. If you pour all of that into us, you'd be amazed what you get out of it and putting that energy into other things, y'all. That's just basically the bottom line. The other day I was in the pharmacy, and I always tell y'all how I love these let me make this bigger so y'all can see. I don't know if I can pull it up on the camera. All right, y'all. So this is my organic oils that I use in my diffuser, right? I talked about them before. Everything with me, the essential oils I love. I love candles, I love incense. That's part of what I do for calming. So the other day I was in the pharmacy, they had these. Now I don't know if they work. Y'all know I'm gonna give y'all the update and let y'all know whether they actually do work or not. I'm gonna tell y'all if they trash because I haven't tried them yet. But this one says it's common oil, essential oil that you can actually use in the diffuser. You can use it for migraines. You can use it in your candle. You can use it in the tub. You can supposedly rub it on your forehead and it's going to help. So I'm going to see if these is bull crap or not. One says mental clarity. One says, what is this? This one says thrive. We gonna see. Y'all know I'm gonna do the test run on it. And then this one says cinnamon, which I love cinnamon. I'm always using cinnamon. And also peppermint is one of my favorites now. I will say, if you ever have a migraine, I suffer bad with migraines. And peppermint, you can put on your forehead or you can put it on the back of your neck, and that thing works wonders. Something else that works for migraines, because I noticed that the medication they was giving me has caffeine in it. So I know, most times soda is bad for you, but if you drink a little bit of soda or even if you have some coffee, when I have a bad migraine, that always takes it away. And I remember that one of my close friends, God bless the dead, her and her family used to always say when you had a hangover, to keep a Pepsi in the fridge for that next day after the hangover. Now, I don't drink and get hangovers no more, but back in the day, I used to get a little busy with that liquor. And it worked. So I was like, that's probably why I used to work on that because it had the caffeine in it. So just little tips for y'all, just in case, if y'all suffer with bad migraines like I do at times, child. Them damn migraines don't be no joke. Sometimes you can't even open your eyes, look at the light, nothing. Okay? So that's just a little side note. But also if you're a person that has anxiety, we got some quick anxiety tips. Now it says have a quick dance to your favorite song. I ain't gonna lie, when I'm in the middle of an anxiety attack, I don't think I'm gonna be thinking about dancing to no song, but I might try this. I did have a therapist that told me years ago that when I feel like I'm getting, stressed and overwhelmed and I'm about to have an anxiety attack or a panic attack, she was saying to just sit in a chair and kind of like tap my hands on my knees, on my legs or whatever. And I was like, child, when you in the middle of getting ready to, have a full anxiety attack, I don't think we stopping to tap on no damn legs. But, I'm willing to try something at least once and then be like, I know it work or I know it don't work. Okay? It also says run your hands underneath cold water. I have heard that a lot, pretty much a lot of times. And of course, practice the breathing exercises. Breathing is always an important part of it, y'all. And then, reassure yourself, find a way to meditate. Meditation is very good. I know some people say it's hard for them to meditate, that they can't slow their mind down and they can't think. But the more you practice it, even if you feel like it's not working in the beginning, 9 times out of 10, after a while, it's going to become like a natural thing for you. It's all about the practice. Um, step outside for 5 minutes, use your energy in a creative way. Um, write down your worries, schedule time to relax. Download a new anxiety app if you can. Message or call your favorite person that you know is going, calm your nerves. And focus on 5 things that are in your immediate area. Okay, that's some of the things they telling you to do. So, um, Kendall says she loves the citruses. Yes, they good. I be putting those in my humidifier. My humidifier always calm my nerves. Okay, I swear by that thing. That was the best buy that I ever did for real. Made such a big difference. It made a difference with my breathing. because sometimes I used to actually like kind of have these choking attacks when I would be sleeping, and it made a difference with just calming me down. Another thing that I know I've told y'all in the past that calms me down is listening to rain sounds. When I put the rain sounds on, they have me in another world, okay? Kendall says she drinks chamomile tea. Yeah, my aunt is always telling me about chamomile tea, honey. She swear by that. I got some downstairs. I'll be drinking that too. OT Lung said THC. Listen, okay, if it calms your nerves, all right, little THC ain't never hurt nobody, all right? My grandmother used to say, y'all out there smoking that stuff. Oh, God. Listen. If it calm your nerves now, for some people it make them feel like they crazy and they hearing stuff and they heart beating fast and everything else. So, we don't want that. We want it to have the opposite effect. I'm just saying. If it calm you, then now don't go out there doing no crack and no, heroin and all that other stuff. Okay, I'm not over here telling y'all to use no drugs, but yeah, sometimes I used to put a little brandy in my tea too. Okay. So yeah, we pretty much covered like the self care, good anxiety. So next I wanted to talk about checking your battery. All right, check your battery, make sure are we too full to the brim? And do we got too much going on? Like I said, only you know, right? This was one of those weeks for me where I definitely felt like, okay, that's my limit. I reached it. No. Okay. Yes, crack is whack. Okay. um, but like, what is your battery at today, right? Are you empty? Are you struggling? Are you meh? Are you feeling okay? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling great, right? So if you empty, like I was this past week, and you gotta pinpoint what's draining you and try to create, your boundaries. Boundaries is always important, and then do the one thing that you think is basically gonna fill that back up a little bit, right? And if you're just struggling, then we're gonna practice kind of like basically doing triage on ourselves, right? What area is suffering? What is, taking the most out of us? And we're gonna try to focus on that one thing. And then but I'm there. Okay. You're going to say, how can I love on myself today? What's the one thing that I could do that basically will be loving on myself? And be extra kind to yourself, y'all. There's nothing wrong with being extra kind to yourself, and there's nothing wrong with giving yourself grace. Always give yourself grace. Because sometimes we are the hardest on ourselves than anybody else could be. We go real hard on ourselves when something don't go right or we feel like we're not doing something right and all of those kind of things. So always give yourself grace. And then, if you're feeling okay, how can you make your day better, right? What does it take? What can you do that's gonna make it better? If you're just feeling good, how can you maintain levels that you're at, right? So how can we stay here and not slip down to any of the other ones that are less? And then if you're feeling great, keep maintaining your needs and practicing your self care, basically, right? So that's what we going through with that. And we pretty much almost finished, y'all. Like I said, I wasn't planning on being, up here long. Of course, we're going to end it off with positive affirmations. And I'm not going to say every single one of these. I love this picture. I'm planning on printing this out and putting this on the wall. I always find one that I want. Soon my whole wall going to be covered with these things. But, of course, I am unique. I am sensational. I am resilient. I am fearless. I am wise. I am strong. I am courageous. I am brilliant. I am talented. I am proud. I am fierce. I am compassionate. I am remarkable. I am bold. I am wisdom. One more time. Okay. I am unique. I am sensational. I am resilient. I am fearless. I am wise. I am strong. I am courageous. I am brilliant. I am talented. I am proud. I am fierce. I am compassionate. I am remarkable. I am bold. I am wisdom. And of course, you can pretty much, you know, I know I tell y'all with these positive affirmations, I am, and you just put whatever you feel at the end of that, right? I am loved, I am beautiful, I am handsome, I'm the best thing since the rice, whatever you want to put in there. That is a positive thing that you can encourage yourself. And nobody's expecting you to remember 10, 15 of them or whatever. Even if you just remember one and you say that so to yourself every single morning when you wake up, or every single night before you go to bed, you're going to see such a big difference just with that. It's really something that's simple, but then it can be hard too, because sometimes we just get overwhelmed and we get mixed up in life, and you know, you just feel like you don't have even time to do that, but you got to make time for yourself, right? So, um, Zeri says, after 12 years of meds and therapy, I now meditate, do yoga, and isolate. Oh wow, it's a tornado warning. Oh Lord, Inga, I don't know what's going on, baby. It was thundering here the other day in New York, and I was on a live, and it sounded like a bomb went off. I was like, "Ooh, did y'all hear that?" I tell y'all, this weather's so crazy, but they say, global warming ain't real. So yes, Kendall, it is nice. And now we got a heat wave in New York, so I know y'all probably hear my AC making noise. I had to at least leave it on fan because it's too hot for me not to have nothing on. I didn't have it on last night when I was doing my recap, and child, I was sweating bullets. Yeah, and this kid dude. I always think about that. Every time I see I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm important. The help. Right, back. Listen, Viola was dropping down for that little girl. Thanks, OT. I definitely appreciate you coming through. You said this was great for me right before I go outside. Yeah, man. Sometimes we need to take, a little time out. So y'all know I'm always try to throw stuff out there, whether it's positive affirmation, self care, mental health, physical health, because we gotta take care of ourselves, man. It's crazy out here in these streets, and we gotta find a way to maintain, to bring awareness, stop stigmas, and keep the conversation going. I know a lot of times not too many people be interested in these as maybe some other things, but it's important to me, so I always feel, try to keep it going. And if one person gets a message from it, then that's one more than had it before, and I'm okay with that. So of course, y'all make sure that y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed. If you're not following me on social media, like I said, I'm up here, I'm everywhere, and I do be sharing all of these things that y'all hear me talk about in these videos and more on social media. So, like I said, sometimes you may want to save it for yourself, download it for yourself, keep it, be able to look at it. Maybe you want to frame it and put it on your wall like I do. And you do have that, option as well. Or you can DM me and I can send it to you, just to give you some different options. And then also, it's always in the community tab as well. Um, we gonna go ahead and end it there, guys. I didn't want to keep y'all here too long. I was laughing too because I noticed that my beginning self care videos, which most of those was just recordings, now I've been doing the lives, but those are all like maybe 3 minutes to 10 minutes. I think the most was 15 minutes or something like that. Now I done graduated, to the live. So it's like, what a difference a year makes, right? But I will be back at 6 o'clock, guys. If you can stop in, if not, catch the replay. I'm just gonna be doing a what you should be watching, but I'm gonna be doing a little different way. I'm gonna be focusing on what shows I'm currently watching. I may tell you guys some stuff that's coming out like just this first week of August, and I'm also gonna be letting y'all know what y'all can expect as far as the shows that I'm gonna be reviewing for August. And then we'll have part two to that next Saturday, which I will go into just the month as a whole of what's coming out for August 2023 with y'all. So hop in if you can. If not, catch the replay. I do appreciate y'all all stopping by the area. can do, Inga. Stay safe, Inga. Let us know if the daggone tornado hit. I hope not. Miss Kira speak. Nita was in the building. Moochie was in the building. Definitely appreciate y'all coming through. OT Lungs, LSW, very. I'm very thankful to all of y'all for taking out y'all time out y'all day. Y'all did not have to come through, but y'all did. And I'm glad to have you. Tina, how you doing? Thanks for stopping through. So that's where we gonna leave it at. And if today is not a good day, y'all, every day, y'all know it's not gonna be a good day. Some days we gonna be struggling. That's okay too. All right. As long as we got tomorrow and as long as we still got breath in our bodies, there's always a chance for it to be better. Don't give up. So if today is not a good day, I hope tomorrow is a better one. And we gonna keep rocking and make it do what it do. I will see y'all later, y'all. Tune in. Thanks for coming.